Why how you drink water in the morning matters. Good morning, my friend. Let me ask you something simple, but powerful. Do you drink water right after waking up? Many of us do. I used to start every morning with a big glass of cold water. Felt automatic, like brushing my teeth. It's something we've been told is good for us. And for the most part, that's true. Hydration helps reboot digestion, clear morning fog, and gently nudge the body awake. But as the years went by, I started noticing something I hadn't before. That same glass of water didn't feel quite as friendly. Maybe you felt it too. You drink too fast and suddenly feel a bit dizzy, or your stomach tenses, or your heart flutters unexpectedly. Nothing dramatic, just little signals, but signals nonetheless. And that's when I realized something important, especially for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. It's not just what you drink in the morning, it's how. You see, our bodies change, not in a frightening way, but in a way that asks for more gentleness, more attention. The moment we wake up, our systems are still in transition. Cortisol, the body's natural stress hormone, is beginning to rise. Our blood pressure is adjusting. Our digestion is still quiet, not quite ready for surprise guests. And then we pour in ice-cold water, expecting it to snap everything into gear. But your body isn't a machine. It's a garden. It needs warmth, softness, and rhythm, not a jolt. Imagine waking someone you love with a gentle hand on their shoulder, instead of slamming the door. That's the kind of awakening your body needs too. So no, I'm not saying don't hydrate in the morning. Please do. But let's do it with care, with respect. Warm or room temperature water, sipped slowly. Maybe a slice of lemon for balance and brightness. Not rushed, not gulped. Because good health, especially now, isn't built on intensity. It's built on awareness and rhythm. In today's video, we're going to explore 6 common mistakes people make when drinking water first thing in the morning. Mistakes that might seem small, but can quietly shape how you feel for the rest of the day. Questions like, should your water be warm or cold? Should you sip or gulp? Does timing really matter? We'll walk through each one, gently, clearly, and with zero judgment. So if you've ever felt unsettled after your morning glass of water, or just want to feel better in those first 5 minutes of the day, stay with me. This isn't about rules, it's about listening to your body again, and honoring the season of life you're in. Let's walk through those 6 common water drinking habits together, one by one, so you can greet your mornings with more ease, not discomfort. Mistake number 1. Drinking cold water in the morning. Let's start with something simple, a glass of water. It's one of those quiet habits many of us do without thinking, right after we open our eyes, stretch a little, maybe pull back the curtains. And for years, I did it too. A tall glass of cold water, straight from the fridge. Especially in the summertime, it felt like clarity in a cup, like a fresh start. But as I've gotten older and spoken with others in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, I've come to notice something. That same glass of ice-cold water doesn't feel quite the same anymore. It's still water, but the body seems to receive it differently. You see, in the early morning, your body is still in transition. Your organs are just beginning to stir. Your stomach, your nervous system, your circulation, all of it is slowly moving from rest to activity. Think of your body like a garden just before dawn. The soil is cool, the leaves still. Everything is waking slowly. Now imagine throwing a bucket of icy water onto that tender scene. That's what a jolt of cold water can feel like to your digestive system, especially when it's still easing out of rest mode. Studies have shown that cold water can delay gastric emptying, especially in older adults. Cold water can cause the muscles in the stomach to tighten. It can slow digestion, reduce blood flow, and create a sense of internal tension. And here's the part many people don't realize. As we age, our internal thermostat becomes more sensitive. So a cold drink at 30 might feel refreshing, but at 70, it can lead to bloating, stomach cramps, or even that chilly, unsettled feeling. Eleanor, a soft-spoken woman in our community, shared this with me. She'd always started her day with ice water. It was a habit, almost sacred. But in recent years, her hands would get cold, her digestion felt heavy, and she couldn't quite explain the discomfort. Then someone suggested she try room temperature water instead. That tiny shift, so simple, made all the difference. In just a week, she felt lighter, warmer, more balanced. Now, to be clear, cold water isn't the enemy. It has its moments, after a walk in the sun or alongside a hearty lunch. But in the morning, when your body is still tender from sleep, gentleness works better. So here's a thought. Try a glass of room temperature water or warm water with lemon. Let it greet your body like sunlight through the window. Quiet, warm, kind. Taking care of your health doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes it means doing the same things, just with a little more intention, a little more care. And those quiet choices, they often make the biggest difference of all. Mistake number 2. Drinking water too fast or too much at once. Have you ever felt oddly tired after doing something that was supposed to help you feel better, like chugging a big glass of water first thing in the morning? There's something comforting about a glass of water in the morning. It feels like the beginning of something, a quiet act of self-care. But sometimes, even the kindest intentions need a little refining. You see, many of us, in an effort to start strong, reach for a full glass of water and drink it all in one go, especially right after waking. It feels efficient, cleansing, maybe even energizing. But for a body that's just opening its eyes to the day, that sudden rush can feel more like a surprise than a support. Think of it this way. When we sleep, the whole body slows down. The digestive system rests, the heart rate lowers, and blood circulation eases into a peaceful rhythm. Waking up is a transition, not a switch. And flooding the stomach with a large volume of water all at once can overwhelm that delicate shift. Some people experience bloating, nausea, or a lightheaded feeling without realizing why. For older adults especially, this reaction is more common, not because there's something wrong, but simply because the body is more sensitive to sudden changes. Walter, a soft-spoken retired teacher in his 70s, told me his story. He used to drink a whole bottle of water the moment he woke up, believing it was the healthiest way to start the day. But afterward, he'd often feel queasy, sometimes lightheaded. He thought something was wrong with him. But nothing was wrong. He simply needed to meet his body where it was. Now, Walter sips his water slowly, over 15 to 20 minutes, as he gets ready for the day. He keeps it nearby while brushing his teeth, feeding the dog, or opening the windows. And the result? He says, "I no longer feel knocked off balance. I feel invited into the day." It reminds me of starting a cold car on a winter morning. You wouldn't slam the accelerator right away. You let the engine warm up, gently and patiently. Our bodies deserve the same care. So instead of gulping a full glass the moment your feet touch the floor, try this. Pour a small amount. Take slow sips. Let your body ease into the day. You can bring your water with you while you brush your teeth, read the paper, or water the plants. It's not about drinking less. It's about drinking with rhythm, with kindness. Because often, health doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing things more gently. And those quiet shifts, the ones that ask nothing of us but patience, can carry the most healing. And now that we've slowed things down, let's look at another common mistake that sneaks into even the most mindful morning routines. Mistake number 3, drinking water from a plastic bottle left overnight. Some habits feel so small, so ordinary, that we rarely question them, like keeping a bottle of water on the nightstand, just in case we wake up thirsty. It's simple, convenient, a gesture of care for the just-in-case moments. But here's something worth considering, not with fear, but with gentle curiosity. That plastic bottle we leave by the bed, if it sits overnight, especially in a warm room or near a bedside lamp, it can slowly begin to change. Over time, warmth can draw chemicals from plastic into the water, even in BPA-free bottles. You may not see it, taste it, or smell it. For someone in their 20s, a sip of water from a warm bottle may not make a dent. But in our 60s, 70s, or beyond, our systems are asking for more kindness, not more chemicals, no matter how subtle. Stanley's story comes to mind, a retired mechanic, 78 years young, who never went to bed without a plastic bottle beside him. Unknowingly, it sat right under a lamp, gently warming every night. Over time, he noticed small things: mild headaches, restless sleep, a general fog he couldn't quite shake. It wasn't alarming, just enough to make him pause. After a nudge from his daughter, a nurse, he swapped that old bottle for a glass one, filled it fresh each morning. That's all. And weeks later, he felt the difference. "My head's clearer," he told us. "I didn't realize how much better my mornings could feel." This isn't a warning. It's an invitation to be just a bit more mindful, to see the small things not as unimportant, but as opportunities for gentler living. So, if you keep water by your bed, wonderful. Just consider using glass, ceramic, or stainless steel. Or if plastic is all you have, make sure it's food grade and never warmed by sunlight or artificial heat. Because water, especially the first sip of the day, should nourish you, refresh you, and ask nothing in return. And sometimes, the smallest shifts make the biggest difference. Not all at once, but quietly, over time, just like the sunrise. Have you ever noticed a difference in how your body reacts to certain water bottles? Share your story below. Someone else might just learn from it. Mistake number 4. Drinking too much water right after taking medication, on an empty or full stomach. Have you ever taken your morning medication, followed by a full glass of water, thinking you were doing the right thing, only to feel queasy or off balance afterward? Let's talk about something that sounds so simple, but can quietly impact how well your medication works and how you feel afterward. It's the habit of drinking a large glass of water right after taking your medicine, especially when your stomach is either completely empty or just had a big meal. Now, drinking water with your pills is obviously important. No one wants a tablet stuck in their throat. But too much water at the wrong time might make your body work a little harder than it needs to. When you take medication on an empty stomach and follow it with a large amount of water, it can cause your stomach to feel bloated, upset, or even nauseous. And here's the thing. Your body might not absorb the medicine properly if it's diluted or pushed through your system too fast. On the flip side, taking medication right after a full meal, especially if it's one that's meant to be taken on an empty stomach, can also reduce how effective it is. It slows down how your body processes the active ingredients and can lead to digestive discomfort. Let me tell you about Margaret, a quiet, resilient woman I met not long ago. She's 80 years old and takes thyroid medication every morning. For years, she'd take her pill with a full glass of water the moment she woke up, and almost every day she'd feel queasy or lightheaded afterward. It wasn't until her doctor suggested a small change that things improved. Now, Margaret takes her thyroid pill with just a few sips of water, enough to swallow it comfortably. Then, she waits about 45 minutes before having her breakfast. And you know what? That little shift made a huge difference. No more nausea, no more morning dizziness. And her latest lab results showed her thyroid levels had improved. The takeaway here is simple. Know your medications. Some need to be taken on an empty stomach, others with food. Use just enough water to take the pill, not a big bottle's worth. Avoid eating too soon afterward, unless your medication specifically requires food. This small tweak in timing and quantity can help your body absorb your medicine better and help you feel more stable throughout the day. Your medications are meant to help you. Let's give them the best chance to do their job. Because small shifts, like a few sips instead of a full glass, can bring big changes to how we feel and how well our bodies respond. Mistake number 5. Skipping breakfast and only drinking water. Have you ever skipped breakfast, thinking it was the healthy thing to do, only to feel tired, foggy, or a bit moody by mid-morning? You're not alone. Intermittent fasting has become popular lately, and some folks in their 60s and 70s have begun trying it, starting the day with just water and no food. Now, don't get me wrong, water in the morning is a wonderful habit. It rehydrates your body after sleep. But water alone isn't enough to refuel your system for the day ahead, especially as we age. After 8 to 10 hours of sleep, your body wakes in a low energy state. Blood sugar is down, your brain is hungry for fuel, and your organs are slowly turning back on. Without food, that gentle reboot can turn into fatigue, brain fog, or irritability. Take Alice, 69, who gave fasting a try after reading about it online. At first, she lost a few pounds, but soon she noticed changes. Her morning walks felt harder, her focus slipped, and even small things made her more irritable. Her solution? A light breakfast. Nothing fancy. Just a soft-boiled egg, a slice of toast, and some fresh pear. Within days, she felt steadier, clearer, and more like herself again. This isn't to say fasting is bad. It can be helpful for some under medical guidance. But for older adults, especially those managing medications or sensitive blood sugar, skipping breakfast may do more harm than good. So, try this. Start with a glass of room temperature water. Then, enjoy a simple, nourishing breakfast, even something small. And most of all, listen to your body. If mid-morning feels off, it might just need a little fuel, because like sunlight through your kitchen window, a small meal can quietly brighten your entire day. Mistake number 6. Drinking water. Immediately after brushing. Why should you wait? Brushing your teeth every morning feels like a fresh start. What's the natural next step? A sip of water to wash away the minty taste. But here's the catch. Drinking water immediately after brushing without rinsing thoroughly sends fluoride from toothpaste straight into your stomach. While this habit may seem harmless, it can cause subtle problems, especially for older adults. Fluoride is a hero for your teeth. It helps strengthen enamel and fight cavities, as supported by decades of research from the American Dental Association. But it's not for your digestive system. A 2019 study in the Journal of Dental Research found that consuming too much fluoride can irritate the stomach lining, especially in people over 60 who have slower digestion or sensitive gut microbiomes. Symptoms like mild nausea, a metallic taste, or even dizziness can occur, often mistaken for unrelated issues like low blood sugar or stress. Consider the case of Evelyn, an active 68-year-old gardener. She used to drink water right after brushing her teeth to clear the taste. Every morning she felt off, a little sick to her stomach, a loss of appetite, and occasional lightheadedness. She suspected her diet or anxiety, but the culprit was her habit of drinking water after brushing her teeth. After switching to rinsing thoroughly and waiting 10 minutes before drinking, her symptoms disappeared. Let's pause together, just for a moment. Water hasn't changed. It's still one of the simplest, most powerful ways we care for ourselves. But our bodies? They change with time. What once felt easy at 30 may land differently at 70. And that's not a problem. It's simply an invitation to pay closer attention. The key isn't to overhaul your life, it's to meet your body where it is, with kindness. So if your mornings sometimes feel off, a little lightheaded, unsettled, or strangely low in energy, the way you hydrate might be playing a quiet role. Here's a gentle recap of what we've learned. Skip the ice-cold water. Start your day with warm or room temperature water. It's gentler on your stomach and helps your body transition from rest to activity. Sip slowly. Don't chug it all at once. Spread your hydration over 15 to 20 minutes. Think of it like warming up a car engine before a drive. Be mindful of plastic. Avoid drinking from old bottles left overnight, especially if exposed to heat. Choose glass or stainless steel when you can. Time your medication wisely. A small sip is often enough. And always check whether your meds should be taken with food or on an empty stomach. Don't skip breakfast. Even something small, like a boiled egg, some warm toast, or a few slices of pear, can nourish your body and balance your energy. And here's a lesser-known tip. Avoid drinking water right after brushing your teeth, especially if you haven't rinsed properly. Fluoride is great for your teeth, but not for your stomach. Let it stay where it does the most good. In your mouth, not your gut. Rinse well, then wait about 10 minutes before your first sip, because better mornings don't come from doing more. They come from doing what matters, with more care. So tomorrow, when you reach for that glass of water, pause, take a breath, sip gently, and know that these small steps, these quiet shifts, are helping you move through life with more steadiness, clarity, and peace. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more simple, age-wise tips, and tell me in the comments, how do you begin your mornings? Take care of your body, it's listening. Always. One sip, one step at a time.